The time is just gone 9:21 a.m. and as the vaccine rollout gains momentum in South Africa, we've heard about 10 million vaccines that have already been given to people, and the plan of the government is to roll out these vaccines by the end of the year, looking at possibly around 28 million people who would have been vaccinated. Now, many community organizations are obviously getting onto the vaccine drive as well. Last week, we spoke to the people out in Houghton, where the vaccine drive has taken place. Now we're looking at Roshnee, and we are now hearing about the Sandybank pop-up vaccination site in Roshnee. We joined on the line this morning by former principal Sheik Hoosen Kassim, normally known or popularly known as Mr. Kassim in the Roshnee community. Mr. Kassim, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jummah Mubarak and welcome.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jummah Mubarak.
Jazakallah to you for joining us now. We've heard about community-based organizations, and I know, alhamdulillah, from what I have heard about you, you've been very active in the community since you've retired as the principal from Roshnee, but alhamdulillah, doing wonderful work, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep you strong, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep you healthy to continue with the wonderful work that you are doing for the community, Mr. Kassim.
Yes.
Right, Mr. Kassim, let's talk about the vaccination site, and we're talking about Roshnee in particular. Tell us more.
All right. We are having this tomorrow morning, starting from 9 o'clock and going up to about 3:30, or earlier closure if the vaccine gets finished. We've been promised 500 so far. The vaccination program will take place at the Roshnee IMA Clinic, which is in the corner of Somnath Street and Tagore Drive. The clinic is actually the medical hub of Roshnee. Dr. Arif practices from here. We have a podiatry center as well. A physiotherapist operates from here, and our mobiles, which go out to the township each morning, report at this clinic, and they also report back at the end of the day. In view of the vast demand that we've had for pathology, we have now decided to start off a pathology center in the clinic as well. So it's really a busy place in existence for 10 years.
Yes. Now, Mr. Kassim, you could just move around slightly because we are getting a bit of crackle coming through on the line. So if you could just move around slightly, please, so that we can hear you a lot more clearly. Now, just if you could just give us some background in terms of, when have you started this and how has the feedback actually been from the community in Roshnee?
All right, we've had lots of requests ever since the announcements were made about this COVID vaccine, both positive and negative. But we found that we're getting a lot of requests from elderly people because at one time it was, the elderly that had to be vaccinated. So we didn't have a center as such in Roshnee, but we did have a center in the town of Vereeniging. So what we generally did from the community, we took our people down 4, 5, 6 at a time so that they could get their vaccination. And of course, during last week, we were approached to have a site at Roshnee, which we welcomed because there are lots of people who are making inquiries, and it is a bit difficult to take all of them into Vereeniging. So we welcome this program for tomorrow.
Yes. Now, just a question. Do people have to register before they come for vaccinations?
No, not at all. We are doing it the same way as we did in Vereeniging. They can come in with their ID document, perhaps driver's license or the actual ID, and we will register them at one table, and they go over and have the vaccine done and finished one time. Of
Eh,
course, we are getting both Pfizer, dose 1 and 2, and also Johnson and Johnson, which will be a single dose. And we are catering also for people who have taken one dose of Pfizer and need to take the second dose of Pfizer also.
Well, I think that's important, and I'm glad you actually mentioned that because you are obviously catering for people in terms of what they would prefer, whether they would prefer the single dose or go for the Pfizer vaccine, which at this point in time
Exactly,
has
yes.
been a double dose. But just looking at the interest and as far as the people of Russia are concerned, are you anticipating long queues at the site?
Um, it is a little bit unpredictable at this stage because there are mixed feelings. We meet lots of people who say, but I don't want to take the vaccine. And others are coming forward to say, we're going to take the vaccine. And with the lowering of the age group, we expect that there will be a bit of a crowd building up. But we are prepared for that. We have a nice big waiting room in the clinic. We have seating arrangements on the outside and the vaccination procedure room as well. So we will handle the crowd, and hours are long because they can come in after business hours, after 1 o'clock, right up to 3:30, inshallah.
Yes. Now, we know that there are people, obviously, who are skeptical about vaccination. What would your message be to them?
Um, look, it's a very personal matter, sir. I think those people who are very negative about it have some reasons because there's been so much in the media, in fact, more negative than positive. And others, of course, are saying that, well, you know what, death is destined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I take the vaccine or I don't take the vaccine, Allah has fixed my date. So we are not forcing anybody whatsoever. We are saying to them, look, brother, look, sister, it is your personal choice. If you want to take it, by all means, we'll give it to you. And if you don't want to take it, it's your personal matter. Nobody will compel you to do that.
Yes. And just finally, let's just reiterate the drive starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Exactly at 9 tomorrow. And as I said, we may go up to 3:30 if we still have vaccine available. But if our vaccine finishes, then we will have to close shop. But we'll remain on duty to be advising people and we'll be sending out messages as to how we stand.
Well, Mr. Kassim, Jazakallah khairan so much for that and for your time with us this morning here on Salam Media. Allah accept, Allah reward your efforts, and Alhamdulillah, Allah grant you the ability, the strength, the health to continue the wonderful work that you have been doing for the Roshnee community over the years, inshallah.
Jazakallah, sir. Greatly appreciated. You are helping us to pass on the message to the residents of Roshnee and surrounding areas.
Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
That was Sheik Hoosen Kassim, popularly known as Mr. Kassim in the Roshnee community. And this is a vaccine drive, a community effort that starts off at 9 o'clock tomorrow at the Roshnee IMA clinic. The time is just gone 9:30 a.m. We come back, we'll be joined by Dr. Fawzia Siddiqui against the latest reports that her sister was seriously assaulted at the